Yo, okay. Hey, y'all, what's up? Happy Wednesday. I'm back for day 3 for my Scentful surrender. I'm out here surrendering. I'm just out here surrendering and like, look, I'm gonna just show up. I'm gonna just start telling the stories. I'm gonna start telling the tales, chronicalizing the chronicles. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm just doing it. Not being curated, not being cute. The only thing that's curated is those thumbnails, and because they're curated because I started it for something and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna resize this and use this for the thumbnails, and boom, change the words, slap it on there, and here we are. What's up? Happy Wednesday. My name is Kimberly Dedine, Rise with Divine, for those who do not know me, also known as the Chief Executive Chemist at Pure Chemistry, where we are the missing element to your aromatic healing experience. So, what am I doing? Kim, what are you doing? Why are you going live? I'm going live, and it's called Scentful Surrender because I'm just surrendering. I'm saying forget all the curated things, forget the scripts, forget the, oh, I gotta wait to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, I gotta have this together or that together. I gotta have my intro together. I gotta have my bio, which I have a bio, but for this purpose, I'll get to it whenever I'm supposed to get to it. But I just forget all the things and just do it. And then on the back end, I'll fix it up and clean it up. So I'm doing stuff now. I'm producing now, and then I'll process later. I actually got a word about that. I had gotten a word about that. But produce now, and I'll process later. So on the back end, I'll try to go and I'll probably go clean up some of these descriptions and things like that. But right now, I'm just committed to showing up. Committed to showing up for 9 days. If you didn't catch yesterday's live, go back and watch the Secret Place live. That one was really good. I just pretty much laid out everything that I had been dealing with over the past 2.5 years, maybe 3 years actually, and why the candles that Pure Chemistry has exist. We don't just make we just don't create candles out of nowhere. I actually lived through the experiences first, and then I sit down with God and say, okay, what are we doing in this moment? And we get to work and we start curating fragrances that go with these specific things. So Monday, the first day was press pause. And it's press pause because I've been saying press pause for the longest. And it just made sense of when I had the fragrance. And it happened to be one of the longest running candles I've had. I started making candles in 2020. It is now 2024. And it's been one of the longest running candles I've consistently had, which is press pause. And so it hasn't gone anywhere. And so when I implemented into this collection, the Purpose and Promise collection, it only made sense to keep the name. I wasn't going to change it. And so I kept it as press pause. And then yesterday we talked about the Secret Place, and the Secret Place candle is one of my favorites. Got her right here. That story in itself got to a point where I was super broken, heartbroken. I was being manipulated. I had to walk away from my job, and it didn't make sense as to why I had to walk away from my job. And everything was just coming to a head, and it felt like everything was just on my shoulders, and I was literally about to fall apart and break. And then in the midst of all that, lost things. It was just a mess. I didn't know how, like I knew God was going to come through, but it was real dark. Like I said yesterday, it felt like all of my candles had been blown out and there was no light. It was completely dark. And I knew I know what God said, even though it looked dark, like, yo, why am I going through this? I still knew what God said. And I'm like, I still believe you. You're gonna have to help my unbelief though, because it looked real dark out here. Ain't no lamps, ain't no flashlight, ain't nobody got no lighter for you, girl, ain't no matches, ain't no nothing. You got to help me. And In the midst of all the chaos, he told me, God told me to host a retreat, and it was called the Secret Place Retreat. And at that retreat, it was nothing at all what I had planned, what I had expected, but it was so necessary. And I'm thinking I'm putting this event together for other people, and the whole time it was for me. It was for me. So I can have a moment, I can have a pin marker in time in March, this past March of 2024, where I know for a fact this was the moment that God came and got me off the floor. This was the moment God came and got me out of the background, hiding in the cave, hiding in the back alley, wherever you want to say I was hiding, I was there. Because I'm like, forget this. Every time I keep trying to branch out, I keep trying to show up and show out and do what I'm supposed to do. People keep coming, and it's like it go cool for a minute, and all of a sudden the tables turn, and it's just like, yo, I'm not about this life, and no, we can't do this. He had to get me to a point where I was broken and bruised so he can come and bless me and I can appreciate the blessing. And so from that moment on, from the secret place that I had to go to, it was an emergency. Like I said yesterday, he highlighted the scripture Psalms 91:1 to me in a completely different light that I had never seen it before. And I strictly saw it was a 911 page to go dwell and abide in the secret place. And from then on, I've been consistently like, okay, stuff getting a little too crazy. I know where I'm going. I'm going to my emergency room. I'm going to my secret place because I don't feel creative. I don't feel inspired. I feel dry. I don't know what's going on. I'm just tired. I need strength. Whatever it is that I needed, I know I can run to the secret place and get rejuvenated, get renewed, get filled back up so I can get back in the game and keep on ticking. So today, though, today, we're going to talk about the love you need. The love you need. This one, so this is our old candle. I also showed yesterday. Excuse me. This is our old candle, old labeling, old and busted, new hotness. Old and busted, new hotness. Look at that prism. Look at that. Look at that. And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna hold these up in the camera because it's interesting. Because look at the difference. This one is all shiny and sparkly and prismy and so cute. And I love the colors. I'm a scientist, so Roy G. Biv is my jam. The colors of the spectrum is my jam. This apothecary candle, this is apothecary jar, is very vintage. I also love vintagey things, apothecary jars. I just like the old type of stuff. But if you look at the candles side by side, look at the difference. I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna say it. I'm so glad that I got here. I'm so glad that I got here because here I was trying to stay muted. I was trying to stay not being seen. But this is how I felt on the inside. But it wasn't, it was how I felt, but it wasn't who I was. I'll say that again. This is how I felt, but it's not who I was and who I am. Who I am is sparkly and bright and bubbly and full of light and full of joy, and it gets you excited when you look at this candle vessel. This is who I am, but I was masking who I was, but how I felt. Ooh, okay. I was masking who I was. Yes, I just hit myself in the face. I was masking who I was because of all the backed up emotions I had and how I was feeling. And so, who I truly was being suppressed by all these emotions because I had not dealt with them. Oh, that's that's for somebody. That's for somebody. What are you doing to where you are not dealing with your emotions, that you have so much piled up on top of each other, so much is stacked up on top of each other that your true self can't even shine because it's being buried, it's being suppressed? about all this other stuff that you have taken on. You have taken on stuff that is rightfully yours to take on, but also you have taken on so much of other people's stuff that don't belong to you, and you have not put it down. And if you took a minute to press pause, slow down, and see what's going on in front of you, you can start to pick apart the layers like, oh, that don't even belong to me. Oh, that's dirty. That don't even belong. Like dirty drawers. You don't want to touch them. All right, that ain't mine. That ain't mine. Ooh, that's real dirty. That stank. I don't want that. You will start to be able to see what you have picked up along the way that don't even belong to you. And at that moment, when I went to the secret place, I had so much dirty laundry on me, and it wasn't even mine. A lot of it wasn't even mine. And so I was in a position of where I was attempting to, and I put big reds on today because we're talking about love. I'm getting there. I was in a position to where I picked up so much stuff from other people that I was trying to fix stuff for other people, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. I was so worried about fixing other people's stuff that I couldn't even fix my own stuff. And that's why I ended up on the floor. That's why I ended up on the floor, to where God had to send some people to pick me up because it was so heavy I couldn't carry it by myself. And it wasn't mine to carry in the first place. It wasn't mine to carry in the first place. And so when the scriptures say cast all your cares, he means that. And you don't have to go to God like some super formal, okay, I'm going to submit my request. No, listen, you said I'm your daughter, right? All right, I'm coming to you like a daughter. This ain't mine. This ain't mine. So and so dealing with this. This isn't mine. Please help me release the things that don't belong to me off of me because I shouldn't have picked them up anyway. That's my bad. Forgive me for picking up stuff that don't belong to me. So in that process of going to that retreat, which Pure Chemistry put on, and God allowed me to get picked up off the floor, in that moment, he allowed me to experience so much love, and not just his love. His love is a different type of love. Me and God's relationship and connection is something else. And a lot of people might not even understand our relationship, and it really ain't nobody's business. Me and God's relationship, I hold it. It's so pure, it's so precious to me that I like to hold it here. But I pray that whenever I show up, if I ever talk to somebody, even if I ever hug anybody or a simple smile or conversation, that they truly can experience God's love through me. That's really what I want, because it's just, that's really what I want. It's so much hate in the world, and people be worried about the wrong stuff, and people be attacking each other, and it's just like, you worried about the wrong thing. That ain't even what this is about. Are you supposed to love? Are you supposed to love? Are you not supposed to love? Is love cover a multitude of sins, or does it not? Is the greatest of all these love or not? People acting like they forgot what we supposed to be doing over here. If you rocking with Jesus, if you rocking with God, you supposed to be loving people. And it's a lot of people out here ain't doing what they supposed to do. They too worried about they're too worried out here about trying to be like Paul, trying to be a gangster like Paul. But I I could have thought that we were supposed to be like Jesus. Oh, okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. Anyway, so he allowed me to experience so much love from that moment on. It was just like I got a new set of eyes, a new set of ears. I feel like my heart was renewed, and I began to see myself in a different light. And not that I would trash myself or talk down on myself. Um, Not so much. Sometimes I would, but you sometimes you get to a point where you so used to people not getting you, and like, I know I'm talking, I know what I'm saying, but people looking at you like duh, and you don't know what you like. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. Why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? You know, you hear me when I'm talking and what I'm saying, you get it, right? You gotta get it. And after so long of being conditioned that people just side eyeing you and tilting their head like they just trying to figure out what's going on, it's just like, why do I even try anymore? And so I had to learn that because I allowed other people's reactions and opinions of me change my view of myself, it caused me to lose love for myself. And I began to feel stupid. I began to feel stupid. And it's like, not now I know I'm silly. I love to act crazy. I love to laugh. It's one of my favorite things to do. I know I say all the time, joy is my superpower. Like that type of crazy. Let's go. We're gonna have a laugh. We're gonna have a laugh. Let's do it. But I'm not, don't treat me like I'm a subordinate. That's why I don't punk me. That's I'm gonna just say it. Don't punk me. Don't punk me out here. That's one thing my cousins always laugh at me because he'd be like, Kim don't say much, but one thing she gonna say is don't punk her. Don't punk me. Don't sit here and punk me in my face and try to make me feel stupid. No, because I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. And so I had got to a point where I started to question myself. Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I know what I'm saying? Do I know anything? Am I smart? Am I good at this? Am I good at that? Am I successful? Am I worthy? God, am I worthy enough for you to utilize me for whatever all this is that you've given me? All of that started to make me question everything. And so that caused me to look for validation from other people. Overachiever. I'm a recovering. Nope, I'm not a recovering. That's done. I'm not an overachiever anymore. I can't do it. I'm not performing for anybody to get praise. I don't need that. I don't need that. I grew up like that as a kid, always trying to overly do it so somebody can tell me I'm doing a good job. But I had to learn to tell myself I'm doing a good job. I don't need nobody else to tell me. I got it. Kim, you doing an amazing job. Kim, you dope. God gave you instructions and you executed and you follow his instructions. And look, God said you dope. You dope. What's the problem? What's the problem? And so in that moment, I was able to regain the love I needed for myself before I required other people to love me. And so I began to see, like, hold on, Kim, you do got it. You are smart. You not duh out here. Your degree didn't go to waste. I have a degree actually in psychology and community development, a bachelor's degree. Didn't go back for master's because I was like, hey, yo. I did very well in school. I just didn't like it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say it. It's some of us out here like that. Do really well in school, but I don't like school. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. But I love science though, so I'm still over here like researching and taking classes and stuff for other things. But anyway, I know I love yourself. You got this. You going strong, you going hard, you doing what you're supposed to do, you being obedient to what God told you to do. Stop playing yourself. And so I had to relearn how to love myself, get the love that I needed for me. Even the scripture says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. I was missing the love myself part. I had all the love my neighbor in the world, or at least I thought I had all the love my neighbor I needed in the world, but I wasn't loving me. I was like, hold on a second. Now, I thought I was an okay person, and there's people out here treating me like trash. Some ain't adding up. And it was revealed, well, you dishonor yourself so easy. You just teaching other people to dishonor you right back. What? Oh, so you mean I done taught ninjas how to treat me with mad disrespect. What kind of foolishness is that? No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. No, no. So I had to check myself. So you need to get yourself together. Stop doing this to yourself. Create your boundaries and stick with them and enforce them. It's not, okay, I'll have this boundary for one person and I'll have this boundary for another person. No, if this person get this boundary, this person get this boundary. I am not the same person that I used to be, and that is okay. But if other people are not okay with getting to learn who I am today, or if they're even, they might not get the opportunity to, it just depends on what God say. But if people don't take the opportunity to get to know who I am now, and they encounter me today and still try to treat me like that old person, you probably won't get the best response that you think you're going to get. Now, I'm not going to go off on nobody or anything like that, but you're going to disappoint yourself because you didn't put in your mind that maybe she's not the same person she used to be. She might not be the same person she used to be, where she just jump up and do everything for everybody all day, every day, without any questions. I got a couple questions now. I got a few questions now. I got a time schedule now. I got a few questions. What does this entail? What does this involve? Because I might not be able to do that, and you're going to have to find somebody else. But loving your neighbor as you love yourself. Don't forget the love yourself part. Don't forget to love yourself part. And so the love you need came from me learning to love myself. And this is one of my fragrances. This was actually one of the first ones that came about. So these stories that I'm telling, they're not necessarily directly in order, but the sentiment is the same. The stories is pretty much the same. They intertwine with different experiences, but the message is still clear. It's still there. The love you need, and I keep saying the love you need smells like rich auntie sister. And I say, I'm rich auntie sister. My sister is rich auntie, then I'm her sister. If I'm rich auntie, then my sister is rich auntie's sister. So either way it goes, rich auntie is in the building and she smells wonderful. She is the aunt that pop ups over to your house. She got her purse in her arm. Okay. She got her nails done. She might have her cute little fur jacket on. She got her hair fried down and laid to the side. Okay. Don't play with her. She got the swoop de doops over here. Cute earrings. Okay. Always smell good. When she come in for a hug, you're going to walk away smelling like her. And you're going to be like, what's that? Oh, that's my auntie C. Ugh. And then you're going to sit in that moment for a minute because you smell her fragrance and you feel her warmth all over again. And she always coming and congratulating you and hyping you up for your grades. Or if you had a dope basketball game, she gonna talk to you about your layups, your threes that you made. She gonna talk to you about your tackles. She gonna talk to you about how dope you was in band. She gonna hype you up for whatever. She always got a gift for you in her bag. She always thinking about you. She always gonna slide you some money. Even when your mama tell her, don't you give them no money, she gonna slide you some money for your grades. Hopefully they good grades. But either way, she gonna slide you a little bit of money to hold in your pocket. You know, just a little bit of something for yourself. She know how to throw down in the kitchen. Okay, mac and cheese on lock. Don't nobody else make no mac and cheese other than her. If she can't make the mac and cheese, then y'all might as well not have mac and cheese, because ain't no auditions for the holidays on somebody else making mac and cheese. If you can't do it, don't do it. If you don't season your stuff right, don't do it. If you don't use multiple cheese, you got a baseline, you got to use 3 cheeses, period. Baseline, you got to use 3 cheeses for her macaroni and cheese. And she don't let everybody in on everything that she do. She might teach somebody how to do something, but she gonna leave a couple ingredients out because can't nobody do it like she do it. Rich aunties and rich auntie sister be throwing down. You hear me? Throwing down, and she gonna always make sure the babies are straight. That's what this smells like. I absolutely love it. That's what this smells like. That is my experience of the love you need. It never wavers. It's unconditional. It's always gonna be support. It's always gonna be there for you. And I didn't even think about this the last 2 days, but I'm gonna read y'all the description of the fragrance. So the fragrance is a green, fruity, floral bouquet with apple, rose, and jasmine top notes with a sweet, woodsy, musky background. So it has pineapple, peach, and apple for the top notes. Middle notes is violet, rose, and lilies. And the floral notes are so light. And then the base notes is vanilla bean, musk, and oak moss. A little bit of nature into it with the oak moss, but not overbearing at all. It's a really soft and sweet fragrance. It's just like a smells so nice. Smells so good. I love the Love You Need fragrance. And so before we were doing them with the hearts on them. But now that we upgraded to our new candle vessels, the prisms, I don't think we'll do it that way. But when we do our wax melts, when we create more of our wax melts, we'll probably put the heart in there. But the Love You Need, boy, oh boy, listen, it was a hard lesson. It was a hard lesson. And if I could have avoided learning it through being heartbroken, I would have chosen that option. But that was not God's will for me. I had to be broken so I can appreciate this side of it, so I can appreciate the press pause, so I can appreciate being in the secret place and allowing myself to giving myself permission, because God had already gave me permission to fall apart and break, but giving myself permission to fall apart, feel all my emotions, feel the feelings, let my heart break as much as it needs to break, so he can now help pick me back up and put the pieces back together so I can experience God's true love, but also love that I needed to have for myself, love, respect, and honor I needed to have for myself. So I know how to go out and show people how to love me, and then show and tell other people, hey, it's okay to take a moment to press pause and be like, I got to take care of me first. I got to take care of my mind. I got to take care of my heart. I got to take care of my spirit. I got to take care of my soul. Because if we ain't on one accord, then it ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. And we all still here. So that means God still needs us. So grab the love you need. Give yourself permission to heal. Give yourself permission to heal. It is okay. Do whatever you need to do. Don't worry about what nobody else got to say, because it ain't their journey. Again, they didn't hear what God told you. They didn't see what God told you. Do what you need to do, what God told you to do, and do what you need to do for you. Everybody else will be all right. They might disagree. Well, who don't? It's okay. Life will go on, but be obedient. Make sure you love you, because God love you. So why don't you love God? Love you. Why don't you love you? If he called you to be who you supposed to be, you gotta get comfortable. It's all right. It's all right. And your job just may be making other people uncomfortable. They might not get it. It's all right. People might not get it. People might just see these as candles. They don't see these as opportunity to take a pause and heal and take a breath and rest. Even Jesus rested. Even God rested on the seventh day. Even God had parameters of when he was productive. He planned, he built, he spoke what he needed to speak. He was productive, and then he stopped. And then he got back at it the next day. And then he rested on the seventh day. You know how many times that they talk about God resting in the Bible? He was resting on the boat when them jokers was tripping because the waves and the storms was coming. And they was like, yo, wake up, bruh. Wake up. It's crazy out here. He was like, y'all woke me up for this. Y'all tripping. Like, man, peace be still. Y'all settle down. I'm about to go back about my business because y'all really playing in my face thinking that y'all not gonna be covered. Go sit down somewhere. Go sit your hind parts down somewhere. Y'all playing in my face. I said all that to say the love you need. Find the love you need. And if you need a little extra push, head on over purechemistry.com. I got you. We got you. We will send you your very own The Love You Need aromatic experience. As a reminder that it is important. You are important. So you can go be obedient and do what you're supposed to do. All right. So that's all I got. We at the 31-minute mark. Listen, again, head over to purechemistry.com. Get the love you need. The secret place and press pause. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the peace you need. So peace came right after that moment of me learning to love me, dwelling in the secret place, pressing pause to get a moment to catch my breath. Peace came. So we're going to talk about the peace you need tomorrow. Okay. Now, if you are somebody that's working on any type of projects, you don't have to be a business owner, but if you are a business owner, that's a plus. No, business owners and someone that is just trying to be productive in their lives, everybody is a plus. If you need a place to come, pause, and be productive, join me in my crew in the CoLLab. It's a safe space where you can come and be productive, and you can come ask questions if you need real-time feedback on something, if you need additional eyes on something, if you writing a book, somebody out here writing a book, y'all out here writing the books, I'm writing books, and you have a question, or maybe you want to hear suggestions about something, feel free to come in. For right now, we are in there for a solid hour, just not grinding it out, but being productive, being focused, shutting down distractions, putting our phone on D&D. We got music playing in the background. It's real free flowy, not stuffy at all. If you need to come in your pajamas, come in your bonnet. Listen, do what you need to do, but come be productive. We can't end this year without executing what we're supposed to execute. Okay, that link is in the chat, in the video description, as well as purechemistry.com. Until next time, I will see y'all tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I'll be here. I love y'all. Have a good day. Remember to press pause, breathe, and just be. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.